Polymarket announced that it is now allowing users to bet on whether Bitcoin and Ethereum will go up or down each hour. I'm told this is like the ESPN win percentage tracker, but for people who subscribe to X. Welcome to the Moonstam Cast. I'm Jordan. This is the AMC to my Bored Ape Yacht Club. Brian, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm exhausted. Yesterday, I decided it's time to get back in the gym, and I did upper body. And then I was told afterwards that we were cleaning out the garage today. And then that didn't take very long. And I was like, I only have 3,000 steps. So I went back to the gym, and I was like, first leg day in a long time. And probably did too much, thinking I was fine. And with the running my fat ass around, that my legs are stronger than they are. I'm dead right now when it comes to comes to that. And I have to play golf tomorrow. So no upper body, no lower body. This is going to end poorly.
Did you do like a full body day, but two a separate? Did you like do a 2 a day? Are you back in high school football right now?
No. Upper body was yesterday. Lower body was today. I'm way more sore than I thought I would be.
I didn't know if high school Brian was coming back and doing 2 a days.
No, I will never be 185 pounds ever again.
I mean, do you really want to be 100? You want to fit in a Peter Millard medium polo?
I'm 6'2". I don't need to be 185 pounds.
There's no reason to be 882 pounds. Okay, before we even get on this, what like exercises did you hit on upper and lower body? Because now I'm interested to hear this. This
Bench,
is just friend stuff.
Row, curls, shrugs. What else did I do? Just tricep extensions and shoulder press.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not going to do too many because I don't want to feel like shit. And then it didn't matter because I was doing 5 sets of 10, and I thought I was keeping it pretty light. It doesn't matter if you haven't worked out in a long time. 2 years I have not lifted, and man, oh man, was it a rude awakening.
So you're doing a lot of compound movements. Okay, that's good. Okay, for leg day. Did you do bent over row or like the row machine?
Row machine.
Okay, cool. For leg day, what did you hit? Did you do quad, hammy? What we're talking here?
I foolishly. And I end each time with an hour on the treadmill, and on upper body was 4.5 miles, and then today was 3.5 miles because the legs are dead.
Damn, brother.
I try and get cardio. I want to lose weight. That's my biggest thing. Muscle mass will make it look better, but I want to lose weight.
You got your hot girl summer going right now.
Yeah, except I started in June.
I mean, in some places in like New York, I get not to go back to New York geography. I think it's still like not summer there yet. I don't know. But
I mean, it hasn't been brutal here yet. It really hasn't. We're averaging like 85. That's not bad.
Well, yeah, but then like it's so humid. So inside to my life, I got a dog. The problem is the dog is like iffy on the stairs in my apartment. So if I have to take her out I take her out a couple times a night. I'm trying to set her on that schedule. I take her out a couple times a night. I'm like coming back drenched. I'm like, fuck, I need to shower again. So it's not fun. It's not fun there. But
it's the old dad thing where it's not the heat that gets you, it's the humidity. And it's true. It's true.
I'm becoming more and more my father in my own life, and it's kind of concerning for me. I don't know. There's something that happened a couple days ago. It was like, that's just my father's opinion right there. I don't like that.
Two big things. This is now a clip. 2 big things that I'm turning into my father. Irrationally getting angry when there's a QR code menu.
Okay. Yeah.
I've golfed twice a week for the past year.
Okay. I can't meet you at the golf thing because I golf once a year. Again, I actually think I'm an okay golfer for how much I golf, which is again once a year. But also I've never warmed up for golf. I just go hole 1, let's go, baby. I never go to the driving range. I just go.
That's insane.
I mean, I remember at Topgolf where I just came in. I was just like, I'm just gonna hit him, boys. I don't know. Like, this is my 20s opinion. Maybe this is not my father. I don't stretch at all. I'm fine,
dude. Your age is gonna hit you like a fucking truck.
Here's my thing. Like, I've lifted pretty consistently for the past 3 years. Now it could hit me like a truck, but I'm relatively active still. So we'll see what happens. I can still I do 225 for reps, and that's not to be like, oh, look at me. It's like, okay, I've actually put in the work in this section. With all that said, I know that's coming down the tracks. At some point, it's going to hit me.
Enjoy it while it lasts, amigo.
Well, also my job is an office job, so I sit a lot of the day. we'll see what happens. That's for future Jordan problem. As long as I'm not like chronically, like I'm not like at risk of obesity striking me too hard, I think I'm good until then. I'll have the lineman body or something, or the the strongman body, according to Europeans online. I was gonna say the QR code, 100%. Don't make me do work at your restaurant. No, don't make me do work. Listen, I'm coming here for like, I like cooking at home because I think I'm a better cook than a lot of. I'm a better cook, and I can know. I'm a good cook.
We're doing hot takes today. I didn't know we were starting off with them.
I don't know. I'm fucking better than Chili's. Like, listen, I go to Chili's when Chili's is the place.
How dare you? Chili's fucking rules.
I know, but you can make Chili's at home. It's so much better in every way.
I am not making a triple dipper at home.
It's not that hard. You just fry mozzarella. What's on your triple dipper?
Triple dipper. Depends what I'm in the mood for. My standard triple dipper is the sliders.
Okay.
Good call. The honey chipotle.
Excellent.
Chicken crispers. Yeah.
And
this is the floating one. This is either, if I'm feeling like I haven't had wings in a while, they're definitely just Tyson wings that they throw in there, but it's fine. Or Southwestern egg rolls. Okay.
So I've had a triple dipper once in the past year. Again, I don't go out to eat a lot. I like to cook my own food. I don't know, the autism. I don't have autism. I like no one's in my food. I also only like eating out once a week. My girlfriend, in the beginning of a relationship, she was like, let's go out to eat more. And I'm like, I can do once a week. Other than that, I feel terrible about myself.
Also money.
Yeah, money also. That's probably the secondary. Like, it's like right here, but like, I'm like, you and I and a couple of friends went to a communal like breakfast together, and I could taste the canola oil, and I felt like I was going to throw up on the way home. That's kind of what I'm trying to avoid. That's not good. Like, I use 3 kinds of oils now: olive oil, avocado oil, and beef tallow. Nothing else.
Those are probably the best 3 oils.
Yeah. They're all for like different purposes. With that said, Chili's, you got the sliders. I think that's a fantastic choice. Southwest egg rolls, also a fantastic choice. Then I was with you until you said chicken crispers. I do the honey barbecue mozzarella sticks.
What the fuck did you just say to me?
Yeah, the honey barbecue. What are they called? I don't know.
Honey barbecue mozzarella sticks? Those are like 2 very different things.
They're like the thing. Like, it looks like
the mozzarella. Thing. The mozzarellas?
Yeah. And there's honey barbecue of them. I'm not wrong on this.
I don't know if are you okay?
What is the issue here? What is the issue?
I don't think that exists.
That 100% of it exists. Hold on.
So you take a mozzarella stick, and you dunk.
So it's the honey chipotle mozzarella, just like shareable thing. It's like the how the Chili's does. They don't do the stick; they do the cube, the block, and it's honey chipotle. It's not honey barbecue. My bad. Apologies to Chili's. But it's the honey barbecue, or not the honey barbecue, honey chipotle mozzarella is what it's called.
That's the chicken crispers I was talking about.
Yeah.
It's the same sauce.
It's the same sauce, but that's for mozzarella.
So you take a honey chipotle sauce and you put it on your mozzarella stick.
No, it comes prepackaged that way. That is an item on the menu at Chili's.
America was a mistake.
I mean, listen, we'll talk about that later in terms of the U.S. men's national team. It was a mistake, just for the reasons. But listen, no. Shut up. This is what makes America beautiful. We have our like entire ethos is around doing the dumbest shit possible. Think of the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Okay, there's a Pop-Tart that's they kill a Pop-Tart and we have to pretend like it's like an Aztec ritual, and we have to sit there and pretend like, no, they want this. Like the strawberry Pop-Tart wants to die.
I agree with that.
But like,
I don't agree with taking fried mozzarella and putting chipotle honey on it.
Are you going to come at me next and say like, oh, well, a rugby pork or whatever the fucking thing was the person said online. It was like a position in rugby. And it was like a guy's like 5'9".
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's a TikTok comment we have. This is just like deep. This is inside baseball basically right now for our TikTok comments. Because I respond to most of them unless they're stupid. But there was one that was like, oh, well, lineman bodies have them in Europe. They're like it's not a pork. It would start with a P. That's all I know. And I'm not going to look it up. I don't care enough. But no, listen, the beauty of America is that, and I'm kind of bastardizing a Ron Swanson quote right here, is that if I want to become 600 pounds and eat something, if I want to go to the Houston Rodeo and I want to eat a pickle pizza, I fucking can. And that is the beauty of this country.
That doesn't mean people aren't going to judge you.
I mean, that's fine. I'm just saying, don't blame America. Blame the idiots like me who are like, why don't we just let's take cheese, fattening as it is already, and it's not gonna be like low skim fat mozzarella. It's gonna be like the worst mozzarella. It's not Tillamook mozzarella. We're dealing with like great value mozzarella here, made with so many chemicals. I don't think it barely counts as cheese as it is. Fry that shit up and put a concoctatory sauce on it. Made of who knows what. There's honey in there. It's probably not even honey. It's probably like a honey sweetener or something, like a honey simple syrup. With that said, I love that.
And then I hit squats today.
I mean, good. Did you hit depth?
I asked the grass. Not like that.
Yeah.
But like definitely a little bit lower than 90.
Okay.
That's the one that I fucked up on and thought I was way stronger than I was. So I did 5 sets of 10, slowly going up in weight. And then I was like, woo, done. And I racked it and I took 3 steps and I went, I'm already this sore. That's not good.
It can't. Well, so I told you that a couple nights ago, and we're so fucking, we haven't started who cares? I went to the gym at like 1 a.m.
We don't have that much to talk about today.
The finals, the Stanley Cup Finals and the NBA Finals, not doing much for me this week.
That'll be 5 minutes each, maybe.
It's like a hamless hooker. It's not doing much for me. But
it's like a mozzarella stick without your honey chipotle. Yeah, it's not doing shit.
Well, listen, like why? I'm not
marinara sauce.
Yeah, that's fine, but like let's switch it up a little bit. Let's have a little fun. All right, if I'm going to Chili's, I'm not looking for a culinary experience. If I go to like where serves mozzarella sticks that I feel are, if I go to Sonic, I don't know, that may be worse. I'll get mozzarella there. If I'm going to Chili's, and they offer me something like a bastardized sauce of something, I'm gonna take it because I'm not going to Chili's to feel good about myself. I spend $100. I
do. Chili's rules.
I'm going to Chili's to feel. I know I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning. Like people complain about Taco Bell being like the worst. You wake up feeling the shits the next morning. Never really experienced that. I don't know what
that and Chipotle have never made me shit.
Now maybe this is like okay. You know how like fuck it, we'll talk about this. You know how people talk about like white people food, and it's always like some Midwestern concoction that I've never heard of
with
like
zero fiber in it.
With zero fiber, it's like oh here's my Jello salad, man. You know, Aaron Rodgers. You know he's back in Midwest now. I don't know why they become Canadian. That's just. Whatever.
That's not Midwest, but continue.
Yeah, it's close enough to me. They're all the same. They're like basically Southern Canadians. It's like how Oklahomans are Northern Texans. Just piss off everybody with this. Actually, that didn't make sense. I hate Oklahomans. Whatever. With that
Dallas
said,
is South Oklahoma. You mean
Dallas is South? There we go. So is Fort Worth is North Dallas as well. Tell that to a.
Biologically, if A is true and B is true, then C is true.
Exactly. So Fort Worth is South Dallas. Amarillo, I think we're good because of the song. They can stay in Texas. Texarkana.
Also the 72-ounce steak.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You know, not to throw us so much off topic.
Dude, we're so bad.
Who the fuck cares? It's basically the off season now. I am like vaguely convinced I could do that.
It's a lot. It's not just the steak is the problem. It's not just the steak. You also have to do a shrimp cocktail and a baked potato and I think something else. Yeah. I won't swear to it, but those are the things that hurt.
Here's my thought process. Okay, so one of my like hobbies in life, one of my loves is watching large men eat large quantities of food. It's one of my favorite things in the world. I have learned from that what I need to do is to eat a boiled cabbage the night before to expand my stomach.
Boiled cabbage?
Boiled cabbage. You boil it and you eat a cabbage. And then have a diet soda with me to clear up some space. Now, will this be a hard test? Yes. I've only really eaten like, I think 18 ounces of steak at a time. But if I'm hungry,
4 times the amount, Jordan.
If I can eat honey chipotle mozzarella sticks and sliders and Southwestern egg rolls, if I can't down a 72-ounce steak, what am I doing with my life? Why would I kill my body in that way? To not be able to get a t-shirt?
Your protein goals.
I mean, it would not my fiber goals, and that's the issue right there.
Oh yeah, to bring it back to the fiber, to bring it back to the Taco Bell and Chipotle, it's because people don't eat fiber, so they have half a scoop of beans, and their system explodes because it doesn't understand how to. It's ridiculous. I've never had the shits from either one of those.
Never. And it's not like the only time I've ever had the shits is when it's coupled with a night of alcohol. And usually the night of alcohol is the issue.
Alcohol is the one that does it.
Yeah. I've also never been hungover still, and it's wonderful. I think it's
keep that going as long as possible.
I will. Dude. So I've learned that my hangover is just I have to shit a lot, and for the first like couple hours I'm awake, and after that I'm good. I'm back.
I've learned that my hangover is if I get out of bed, go to the bathroom, and exercise within the first 2 hours of waking up, I'm fine.
Okay.
I might be a little slow that day, like a little dragging my feet, but I don't have the headaches. I don't have the stomach problems. Nothing.
To go back to exercise real quickly, I was going to say as well, what I learned is that Olivia Rodrigo, Love is Embarrassing, is great to hip thrust to. I raw dogged the gym that evening because it was 1 a.m. I didn't care. There's also a guy there who for some reason was being very loud. And like one point goes to me, he goes, it's a great way to start a Saturday. God is good. I was like, blessed be, brother. Don't know why I said blessed be. Never will know why I said blessed be. It was 1:32 a.m. In the gym, and I was trap bar deadlifting because I stagger my weeks. 1 week is deadlift, 1 week is trap bar deadlift. Also to say that I think I think trap bar deadlifting or trap bar, if you use a trap bar to do shrugs, that's a cheat code right there. Really easy, grip is better, and I think it just hits the shrugs.
Oh, okay. Because I did dumbbell shrugs.
Okay. I think
didn't love it. I do think free bar is better to do.
Free bar, if you use a trap bar, because you can get, I mean, realistic. I don't know how much you deadlift these days. I can realistically put like
I haven't even touched deadlift yet.
I can realistically put like 285 on there and shrug those. And it's with like a regular bar, I'd have to get straps. I don't want to do straps just because I feel like that's cheating. And I don't know. I want to improve my grip strength. I know it's not that's not a good point. Most people would tell me that's a bad point. At the same time, I don't know. I also said I would never take creatine because my hair would fall out, and it turns out that's not true. It was one study that was flawed. So take your creatine, baby. I think we're almost 17 minutes in and we haven't talked about sports at all. I do want to talk about the Astros a little bit. Mostly about so there was a list I saw released of what every team is the best at in MLB this season so far. The Astros have the most strikeouts pitching. So we have the best strikeout pitchers in all of MLB. Now, last week I had said, got a little white boy crazy according to TikTok, that with Hunter Brown, Framber, Lance McCullers, and a pretty average, above average offense, we can make it to the postseason. If we go up against the Yankees, historically speaking, Aaron Judge loves to strike out in the postseason. I think we got that one in the bag. Now, will I ever put money on that? No. Like you can't turns out you can't on Robinhood now. You can bet on sports on Robinhood. Did not know that.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. My bet tonight on Robinhood because I think technically that's legal because it's Robinhood and not like a gambling site, just for the fun of it. So I get bet on. It's like I almost wanted to buy a like a Bored Ape or whatever those were called NFT just to say I had one because I thought it'd be funny, but like a really cheap NFT just to say I could. Didn't ever do it because I didn't want to waste my money to buy a JPEG. With all that said, now I want to bet on Robinhood. But also, Astros really good at strikeouts, and that is good to hear. And I'm happy to hear that. And I think even though we have certain pitching woes this season, we are doing a better job. Our pitching overall is the best part of our game, and it will continue to be the best part of our game. I'll knock on wood because historically the Astros get a little bit injured come July, August, and September.
I've got 4 names for you, but all Astros. I want your honest opinion. Okay. Are they all-stars this year?
Yeah.
Jeremy Pena.
Yes.
Paradas.
The heart says yes, the brain says no.
That's fair. Josh Hader.
Yes.
Hunter Brown.
Yes.
Those are my 4 all-stars on the Astros. Only
Paredes, because I think if I had to think through it, there's probably someone better in his position out there. I can't think of it right now. Maybe I would put like a Bregman, but
it doesn't have to necessarily be a starter either.
Yeah. So like I would vote for him, but also because I have a spiritual connection to him through the Astros. With that said, Pena, I also looked it up. He's 27. For some reason, I thought he was like 24, 25. Don't know why I thought that.
Well, he's been in the league for 3 years, so.
Yeah, but I thought he was younger when he came in the league. But also, that's 2022, so a long time ago. I don't know. They didn't mention it every time on the broadcast.
Well, he had a roadblock, if you remember. He had Correa in the way. There was no reason to bring him up. We had a shortstop that was locked and loaded.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, but I do think that I thought he was younger. I thought he was doing the Juan Soto, But again, they didn't tell us like every 2 seconds how old he was. So how was I supposed to know? But yeah, no, Jeremy Pena. My apology tour continues because for so long, the past 2-3 seasons, my favorite line was all those muscles to ground into a double play. My apologies, Jeremy Pena. But to be fair, I wasn't wrong. But I do like to continue. It's my not Suzuki. Whoever the pitcher was we signed last season, who's
Kikuchi,
my Kikuchi apology tour, and partially my Lance McCullers apology tour. But long
season ahead.
Long season ahead for that one. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, I think those are 4 good all stars. Now
we do currently lead the West by 3 games.
Okay.
But losing to the White Sox is certainly an activity we seem to enjoy.
Well, I mean, I saw the Pope wear their hat today. So is it our fault or is it? I know, or is it our fault or is it like spiritual power in there? Are we being? I'm not going to say that. It sounds a little blasphemous, and even I won't go that far. Are we being cock blocked by God? We can cut that if we want, but nope. Okay, that's out there forever.
That's not that bad.
That's yeah, it's probably not that bad comparatively.
That's not that bad. What I've said, I don't know where you were going to go with it, but no, it's not. That's not bad.
You never do, and that's the fun of my entire personality on this podcast. I do want to point out, by the way, the Athletics on that same list, they have the most successful challenges in all MLB. So if you can't beat them through talent, beat them through administrative power.
That's literally all my baseball notes, though, was just the All-Stars for the Astros.
Okay, quickly. Also, on that same list, the Orioles, the fattest team in the MLB. Technically the heaviest, but I read that as like the Bartolo Colognes of the MLB. It's the Baltimore Bartolos now.
Him and his Coke can hog.
Dude,
that's how he describes his penis.
Yeah, well, dude's got a listen.
Looked like a Coke can. What a.
How's that fit? I don't know.
I don't want to ever think about Bartolo Colon having sex.
I'm going to tell you something after this podcast that I thought about in middle school about a couple who was dating at the time in our middle school. Never had the answer for that one.
Okay, yeah. Normally I'd be okay with cuts, but I don't want to accidentally leave something in that would be like that.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, they don't listen, but who gives a shit? I do want to point out Dusty Baker came out with a book, and he revealed some things about his tenure with the Astros, specifically the 2022 World Series / postseason. There were people higher up who did not want Yuli Gurriel in the lineup at all. They did not want you. Agree, because do you know what his postseason and World Series averages were for that year? He hit 347 in the postseason overall and 316 in the World Series. Yeah.
He's a clutch guy. He was always a clutch hitter.
He was my batting king, my batting crown winner, and because he won it. I don't remember which year, but he won it. Okay, so also people did not like Pena batting second. They were very against that. Apparently, the ops guys were very against that. If we remember, our World Series MVP is Jeremy Pena. So Dusty Baker, again, the right decision. Last one, no, they were upset that Maldonado was catching in the World Series. They wanted Vasquez or someone else, whoever else was gonna, and they had Mancini as well. But they wanted to play Mancini more. Mancini couldn't hit the ball. I'm never gonna fault him for that one. But yeah, Maldonado again. Every pitcher in the lineup trusted him completely.
He was the defensive catcher.
The one game that Maldonado didn't play, I think it was Diaz who played. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me hold on. I'm so sorry. I've never heard her bark.
That's fine.
I was going to say, the one game Diaz or Vasquez played was the no-hitter, which, yes, but that was a bullpen game. So we're not having like Verlander go out there. Also, he said the reason that he had Verlander face the Phillies 3 times in a row, not just 2 times, is because I don't remember who it was, but he was basically a good pitcher. You can face the lineup 2 times. A great pitcher can face it 3 times. And Verlander's a great pitcher. So shout out Dusty. Then maybe that's why James Click was fired afterward. I don't know if that's the reason, but it seems like Dusty made all the right decisions, despite the fact that the ops people and analytics people were telling him to do otherwise. So good for him.
NBA.
Well, quickly, I have some more baseball notes. The Cubs, don't know which game, they fielded a team. So they're the bottom of the first with all first rounders. So everyone on the field was a first rounder at some point. My question to you is, Brian, what sport is probably the best for that? I would say basketball. I'd say if you have all first rounders in football. Really think a team of all first rounders?
That's 11 first round draft picks.
Yeah, but the thing about basketball, you got 5 guys on the court.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have 5 first rounders,
the best player in the world is a second round pick.
That's incredibly fair. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that one. I know the Falcons I think
I'd put NBA and NFL like neck and neck, but I would say NFL is more important.
Okay.
It happens, but round 1 talent is evaluated that way. There's not as many developmental projects like there are in baseball and basketball. You've got your top 5, 6, 7 picks in basketball, and they're normally like they could be day 1 impacts, right?
Mm.
But a lot of them are developments.
Yeah, I know. My thought process was, if you have a lot of first round, like basketball, if you're a first rounder, you have to be better than a lot of other. Against the what's his name? Not Schlossberg. That's JFK's grandson. Scalabrine. His kind of his quote of "I'm closer to LeBron than you are to me." Mm-hmm. I think about that for all of the NBA. Like if you the thing is like even though first round talent can scout well, think of how many busts are in the NBA. I don't know, but I just think I would argue that maybe basketball is more important in the end. But I'm not going to fight you on football if that makes sense.
I mean, my instinct does say football, but
I mean,
there's also 11 positions to fill.
Yeah. I mean, you think of
on one side of the ball, so you might be right.
Think of the Texans. Like, think of like even the Chiefs offense. Like, it's not all first rounders on there.
No.
So, but think of like versus maybe, I don't know.
But if you had, my thought was this: if you have 11 first rounders on an offense, it's probably really good. Or 11 first rounders on a defense, it's probably really good. Basketball, you only have to fill 5 slots.
Yeah.
It's normally you need 1 or 2 guys that are just leaps and bounds above everyone else. And they get the job done and everyone else plays a role.
I mean, the thing with like basketball is you can have a Tristan and a Taya on the team and be pretty fine. Even if you have like a Joey there as well. With football, if you have like a Tristan or a Taya somewhere in that, it's going to be pretty quickly noticed how bad they are at their position. It's the fact they're main characters. They're not good at dueling. I do wonder. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I was kind of bringing it up to you. I think I have basketball in my mind just because there are fewer NBA talents, fewer guys who make the NBA, especially like first round guys. Like think of I don't want to say a Bronny James. Like Jokic is an anomaly. He is the anomaly to the situation. Very rarely is the best player in the world. So.
I won't swear to it, but I'm pretty sure Giannis is also a second round pick.
Well, you know what? I'm just tired. This is all Europeans' faults at this point. We'll just blame them for being short. But maybe I'm wrong there. I could be completely wrong on my assessment.
No, he was 15th overall. All right.
I probably am. I'm kind of a dumbass. There we go. I was about to say, I didn't think he was, but I wasn't going to fight you on it because I wasn't sure of it. So, all right. Good for Giannis. That's all my baseball notes. I do have a quick college basketball note about a rule change. So starting next season, out of bounds are not going to be reviewable. So if someone goes, how in ends of games all the time, there's a ball that goes out of bounds and they try to figure out who touches it. I think that's
ref discretion.
Ref discretion. I think that's a travesty. Not because
that's horrible.
Not just because like the whole the whole game, the whole integrity of the game, the whole doing everything right. And I don't know the reasoning for it. It maybe is because every single time they ever review anything the last 5 minutes, 3, 4, 2 minutes of a game, it takes 10 minutes of time. But that's like one of my favorite parts of basketball, because not only do the announcers start getting mad at some point, if you're with your dad, he gets mad too, not to bring up our dads again. If you're not playing, you get like, if your team's not playing, you're obviously not playing. If your team's not playing, you get to watch with like anticipation, be like, are they going to make the right decision? Are they going to make the wrong decision? It's a fun time. If it's your team, you're freaking the fuck out because you don't know what's going to happen. They can make the wrong decision and fuck your team over, especially if it's a close game. I don't really care about the integrity of it all. I think for pure suspense factor, because it is like, think of March Madness. Think of those close games at the end where there's like that one call, that out of bounds call, where they're at the scores table for 5, 6, 7 minutes, and the entire time you can hear like Ian Eagle and all the others guys just kind of losing their minds a little bit, and then you start to lose. It's like collective psychosis. The refs cause collective psychosis, and there's kind of a beauty to that in sports. Whenever refs cause collective psychosis. So I'm upset that's going away, only because I think it's really fun if your team's not playing to wait like the 5-minute period as those refs watch the same clip 40 dozen times to figure out, who touched the ball last when it was obvious in the beginning. So I am not a fan, but it has nothing to do with the integrity of the game.
Okay, I have a college basketball thing because I thought this is what you were going to bring up. Real quick, there is apparently growing momentum in the game changing from a 2-half game to a 4-quarter game. What are your thoughts?
I saw that. I think whoever proposed that should be shot and killed and executed fully. That is part of the fun of college basketball, is that it's not NBA basketball. Part of the fun is it's like, I'm not gonna say it's a longer stretch, but it's a longer stretch. You have 10-minute halves, almost like quarters. I enjoy the format a lot more. Now, maybe I'm dumb, but I just enjoy that kind of format. I enjoy the 20 minutes of time. I enjoy that it is when I was 18, I discovered soccer. And one of the things I really loved about soccer was that it was a long period of time where it just kept going.
Just go.
Now, not to say college basketball also stops, but with maybe it's Adam Silver, that Nosferatu looking ass, his problem. Watching it in the NBA, not only do you have all the stoppages, after every quarter, there's like a 5-minute television break, plus everything else that goes into it. It just feels like a longer game, and it's cut up so much more. At least with college basketball, it doesn't feel as choppy. Like, think of March Madness games. If it was four quarters, and you went to if you were in a good game, and after, let's say, theoretically, I don't know if they're going to go up in time, but let's say after 10 minutes it stops, and it's the second half, you're like, this kind of sucks. They're resetting, they're having they're stopping momentum. I get TV timeouts, but this isn't like a TV timeout. Change a quarter, flip the way you're going. I don't like it. Also, again, I'm tired of them trying to change sports. That's my boomer take. That's my dad take. Stop trying to change the format of sports. Stop trying to change the tournament format. Stop trying to change the format of the quarters or halves. Stop. Just let it be.
It's beautiful as is.
We figured it out. We all collectively decided this is how we're going to play basketball in college. This is how we're going to watch basketball in college. And now some guys in the NCAA office are looking at Nosferatu going he does have some points about how long you can play the game for. We can get YouTube TV to sponsor it too. Why not? We can just take out all the beauty and pageantry. So if you watch the finals, not to go on another rant about this, watch the finals. There's no national anthem. There's no player introductions. There's no pageantry around it. I'm going to call, this is an insane callback I'm about to do. Rooster Teeth Shorts, Rooster Teeth podcast. There was a guy named Joel who worked there. And Joel one time went on the podcast and talked about how he found it really annoying that whenever he went to Jersey Mike's and he got a sub in a tub or whatever, there was no pageantry around it. And the question, of course, was, what pageantry do you want around a sub in a tub? And he goes, I just want some pageantry. I feel that way with the NBA Finals. You really don't maybe need the pageantry because it still feels like a big game. At the same time, I want to see the Super Bowl. It feels like the Super Bowl. The college, the Final Four feels different. Now it's because in a different stadium. They're in actual 40,000 plus people stadiums. but I want the ceremony. I want the pomp. I want the circumstance. I don't want to just have like bullshit.
I don't want Stephen A. Smith to talk to me for 10 minutes before, and then boom, tip off.
Well,
Fuck
no,
that. I want the national or the national anthem. I want the team, all the shots of the teams warming up and stuff. I want the presentation. I want the build up. You're completely right about the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl feels like an event. The NBA Finals feels like another game that just has higher stakes.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, you're actually going to have to listen to Stephen A. talk at at least the college football national championship, maybe the Super Bowl, because the president usually speaks during that. So you will have to do that again anyway, no matter what. But yeah, no, it has to feel special. There is a power in pageantry when it comes to sports. Like think of like if you watch soccer, every time before a game, they do this lineup on the field. They walk out of the tunnel, they do a lineup, they shake hands. Usually the home team comes and shakes everyone's hands, and they go talk to the captains, exchange something. They talk to the refs, talk to the refs like it's a pregame kind of speech. Like play a good game, blah, blah, blah. Here's the coin toss. There's a little bit of pomp and circumstance in that in every game. Now, I'm not asking the NBA to do that. I'm just asking, or like anyone to do that. But I am asking for like something. Make me not to bring up the hamless hooker again, but like make me feel special. Make me feel like the it girl. And that's make me feel like I'm watching something that's important. Because there's probably some psychology. If you're a psychologist, please let me know. There's probably something in psychology about like if you do certain things, it makes you feel certain ways in terms of specialness. I don't know. I think you get what I'm saying. But yeah, all this to say, if you proposed 4 quarters in college basketball, you should be executed by firing squad.
Okay, and then moving right on to what we just ranted about. The NBA Finals are certainly going on. Game 1, we were hand up. We were wrong. I said, well, we're not completely wrong. I said gentleman's sweep, and that is still on the table. Did you watch Game 2?
I watched some of Game 2, realized how it was going, and said, okay, I have better things to do.
When OKC is on, there is no team beating them. And I think Game 1 was a wake-up call that we have to be on for all 48 minutes, and that's what we're going to do for the next 3 games. I'm still going to watch. I'm still going to hope the Pacers figure out a way to continue the magic that they've been on. I want the Pacers to win, but I don't know. I might have to adjust to OK in 6 because maybe the Pacers have one more magic in them, but I don't. When OKC is on, they are the clear-cut best team in the NBA.
Brian, inshallah, the Halliburton brings this back. We'll have, the Pacers in 5. With that said, I don't we talked about this beforehand, but like maybe last week, that the Pacers just are, there's a class here where the Pacers are at, and then OKC is here. The thing is, OKC is like the only team that's really here in the league right now. Maybe the Celtics, but the Celtics just lost. Everything went wrong for them in that series. They couldn't shoot. Tatum got hurt. Everything broke down. The Knicks, we'll talk about Tom Thibodeau in a second, or the Knicks coaching thing in a second. The Knicks got to the Eastern Conference Finals just on a whim, some good luck. The Pacers are actually a really good team, but they're just here. And for the listeners, they're like, right above the mic, and then OKC's above my head, and they had the least weak link, the strongest weak link. And I don't see this. I mean, look at the last game. They won by 40. They won by 40. It was like 35 points. And it just felt like one of those games where after the second quarter, you go, okay, well, what's the point of this? Like at this, I think we had talked about maybe a couple weeks ago that if you win a game by 50 points, you should just get an extra game with that.
I mean, they only won by 16.
Okay, was it 140?
But it felt never close.
It never felt close, and even at the end, it felt like probably OKC turned it off. I'd say that I didn't really watch at the end because I didn't care anymore. I knew what was going to happen until I think maybe the Pacers were down 17 with 5 minutes to go or something like that. But at that point, it just the Pacers gave up. Pacers said, "Listen, we're going to go back to Indiana. We're going to get it done." And I don't. Also, on this topic, why is there a day between each game? This is just dragging out the finals way too much. I remember
2 games.
Sorry, what'd you
2
say?
days between games.
Yeah, 2 days between games. I remember a time when it was 2, then 3, then 2, then 1. I'm old enough to remember that. I miss those days. We don't need to be.
It's a 2-week event now.
The playoffs started in April. We are in mid-June.
2.5-week event. I'm sorry.
We are in mid-June. At this point, like, I'm playoffed out a little bit, especially with these games. Unless like Tyrese Halliburton continues to hit last-second shots, and OKC continues to fall down on their sword and like screw themselves. I mean, we're not looking at the best series of all time. Like, no one's looking at. People have complained about this series because of the fact it's OKC and the Pacers, not because of the play, but because of where they are. At the same time, the play is not lending itself to any.
It's not doing itself any favors.
Yeah. I mean, again, game one feels like one of those flukes. We're gonna look back on and be like, "Wow, this is the most amazing thing that ever happened." Fun game one. I feel like the next, I'll say, 3 games not gonna be as fun. I think OKC is just gonna turn it on. We said gentlemen sweep. I think it's happening.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's all I have. Like, it's hopefully next week we'll have some more to talk about. Hopefully next week it'll be a 3-2 series, and we will be able to be like, hey, Pacers, they just need to win 2 in a row, man.
I mean, the Stanley Cup Finals have at least been fun.
Yeah, this big old fight. That was awesome.
Yeah, we got fights. Again, these teams, like, they hate each other. I think they actually legitimately hate each other.
It's the complete opposite of the NBA Finals. Game 3 was a blowout. Panthers beat the shit out of them. But the other 2 games have been so good. Both going to overtime. Oh, dude, it is so good. It is the best sport going on right now, in my opinion. Regular season baseball does not hold a torch to playoff hockey, and the NBA Finals is like dog water compared to what the Stanley Cup has been. Man, it's so fucking good, and I need this to go 7, man. I need this to be a fun series and go 7, and so I'm going for the Oilers next game because I want to tie.
Yeah, I mean, the last game it wasn't competitive at all, but that's bound to happen. It felt like last game in the NBA Finals. With that said, yeah, the Panthers though will just sock you sometimes. Like game 1, you had the Oilers coming. The Oilers are the comeback kids. I think I actually said it last week that they were the comeback kids. Should have clipped that. Who cares? Game 2, we went to 2 overtimes, and the Panthers just kind of squeaked that one out. Again, I truly think the Panthers will just clobber you over the head like they did last game with the Oilers, where it was 6-1 at the end. I imagine tomorrow night's game, or tonight's game, because it's Thursday technically when you're listening to this, imagine tonight's game going to be a little bit different than that. I think the Oilers are going to let that happen again. I need this to go 7. When the Maple Leafs was 7 with the Panthers, it was a great time. I didn't love that win 7, but at the same time, it was a game 7, best term in sports.
Best 2 words in sports.
Best 2 words in sports. Yes, unless you're the Maple Leafs and the Panthers, then it's one of the worst games I've ever seen of hockey. But yeah, I'm excited for this to go 7. Like, again, I think they're going a day between each game. I'm okay with that because each game is exciting. The NBA is going 2 game days between a game, and it's like, if it's a one-off, it's exciting, but I'm not expecting excitement the entire time. So I don't know. Hockey, like, I wish it was a bigger sport. Like, I know it's a big sport, but it's not as big as the NBA, and I think it needs to be treated as such.
Well, yeah, dude. Look, so game 4 is on Friday, right? Yeah. That means game tonight, 1 day of rest, game 4. Then the next game isn't until Monday. Then if it goes to game 6, it's not till Thursday. And then if it goes to game 7, it's not till Sunday. It's at least 2 days in between each game. And
the fact that we also didn't have a Saturday playoff game this past week, insane.
Brutal.
Insane. Why would I think I said something to my girlfriend like, hey, I'm going to watch a little bit of the Pacers and OKC tonight. Turns out, no, didn't need to say anything about that because it wasn't even on. Nosferatu has to be one of the worst commissioners, right? Like, here's also my really hot take. Don't put the Larry O'Brien trophy on the court. Don't do it. Not because I don't think it's good. We talked about pop and circumstance. Only because I'm like, hey, buddy, I don't like that you're capitulating like that. Like, stand your ground. Like Roger Goodell, if he decided to put the Super Bowl logo, not put the Super Bowl logo on, he'd say, fuck yourself. I'm going to not put it on. Go kill yourself. I need that from a commissioner. Like Rob Manfred will look you in the eye and say, I don't want you to watch baseball. And you know what? That's okay. No, I don't mean it's not okay, but like at the same time, he's standing his ground. Adam Silver's going to like brown nose his way into making people like him, or maybe like him. And they put like these PNGs on the court. YouTube TV is still plastered everywhere. It still says OKC. There's no pop and circumstance still. If you're a commissioner, have some balls. Okay, just be. It's you don't have to cut this, but it's like the thing where I'm like, just do porn. It's easier. Like, it's more honest. If you're a commissioner, just be mean to me. It's more honest that way. I know Nosferatu does not care for my opinion. I know Roger Goodell doesn't though, and Roger Goodell will punch me and say so. Rob Manfred will like sit in a nice sweet box, laugh at me. Maybe he'll pull Brittany Mahomes and pour a little champagne on me, just to make me feel bad about myself. Get a little wet at a baseball game, and he'll laugh at me like, I don't want you to watch baseball. You can't watch the Giants. I don't want you to. And you're going to like that. Whereas Adam Silver's going to be like, oh, we'll put some clip art on there. It's like, just stand your ground, please. Be who you want to be, Nosferatu. We know you want to. So I've been thinking about it all week. I just, I don't know. I respect Roger Goodell and Rob Manfred more for hating me than Adam Silver for pretending to care about my opinion on the court color.
Incredible rant, by the way.
Thank
Incredible.
You. Yeah.
I've got nothing else for the NHL. Like I said, those are two quick hitters, NBA and NHL. I've got a little bit of golf, and I've got NFL.
Let me throw you a little bone real quick with the U.S. men's national team. So we're not going to win the World Cup in 2026. Just going to put that one out there early on. Just don't want anyone to have some high hopes. Like I listen, when Poch was appointed as manager of the U.S. men's national team, I thought to myself, I had a little bit of hope there. I felt like a Tottenham fan. His years there, where it's like I got a little bit of hope there, and then immediately he lets me down. His team, his last team for the Gold Cup.
And then the world was like, lads, it's America.
Lads, it's America. Perfect. It's lads, it's America. Someone put the Stranger Things gif on there. His team featured no names. No, not really no names, but no European players, which I'm for. I want some more MLS players to conquer CONCACAF, because they play CONCACAF a little bit more. There's a CONCACAF style, which is I don't know, the Canadian Football League. It's not great. But it's fun to watch it when you have nothing else on. But it's only MLS players, or maybe there are 3 others, but it feels like a couple too many MLS players. They've got in friendlies. They got beat by Switzerland 4-0. Shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen. Just it shouldn't.
Straight up,
just shouldn't happen. Switzerland, a European nation, not a storied football history, or soccer history. Bro, we lost 2-1 to Turkey. Fucking Turkey. It's a country named after a food. Now, that's not true, but the goal that put them over the line was one of the worst. When you watch kids who are 4 play soccer, you're like, that's a little funny. You're like, okay, they're going to make mistakes. They'll pass it in the box, and then so it just errantly there's a score. Everyone claps, and they go get their juice boxes and oranges. Well, imagine you're fielding people above the age of 20, and you're in the box, and you pass it. Oh, by the way, there's a defender right there to your left, and he's going to hit the ball. The ball's going to hit him. It's going to go in. Past the goalie. Just the fantastic stuff happening in the U.S. men's national team. I don't want to say that's so Spursy, because I never really had hope in the first place, but that is so Spursy. That's European champion, so Spursy. I don't know what to say. I'm just like, cool. We have the Gold Cup coming up. I don't give a shit. At this point, I don't know. Just can we just cancel the World Cup? Let's have Canada just host it. Just do the 2012 Vancouver Olympics again. I don't know. Maybe have Apollo Ono show up on the team somehow. I don't know. I don't care. I hate this country's soccer team so fucking much. The men's soccer team, women's, you keep doing your thing. You keep doing winning, doing your thing. Men's, I don't know what to tell you. Like the same thing that we are doing to the person who suggested 4 quarters in the college basketball is what we're doing to the entire U.S. men's national team. So, also Christian Pulisic is like, I don't know. He's trying to make people like him. I don't know, dog. Shut the fuck up. Just play soccer. Play it well, please. Also, the U.S. men's national team first team game in the Gold Cup is against Trinidad and Tobago. Historically, a team we just can't beat.
Oh boy.
And I could make the joke it's 2 countries in 1 country, how that's unfair. But like, dog, it's Trinidad and Tobago. Like, I don't know what you want me to say to that. So cool. Thanks, U.S. men's national team, for just being shit. I have a couple basketball notes as well, NBA notes. The Knicks coaching process. They asked to speak to Ime Udoka. Turns out that we turned him down because, first of all, why would he want to leave the Rockets right now? At least when we're closer to that rebuild than I think people are giving us credit for. And also, who wants to go to the Knicks right now? Like, what do you have with the Knicks? There are certain broken inconsistencies there. Also, like, the Rockets are not going to be like, oh yeah, buddy, you can talk to him. Yeah, totally, you can talk to him.
Dallas did the same thing with Jason Kidd.
And Jason Kidd probably wants to get out of there more than, I don't know, Tom Thibodeau wanted to get out. I don't know, Tom Thibodeau. Jason Kidd probably wanted to get out of there more than Bill Belichick wants to get out of that relationship with that girl.
I think they're happy. I think they're engaged.
I saw that report that she says they're engaged.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Good for you, Bill. I'm not going to say that. I'll tell you later. Keep staying on top, brother, in more ways than one. But yeah, that, and then also, Wemby is a monk now. I don't know if you saw that. Wemby is now a monk.
That's either going to work super well, and he's going to be the most dominant player for the next 10 years, or he's just going to stop caring about basketball. He's going to Aaron Rodgers it.
Or come with me here. Follow me down this road. Shave his head. Maybe get an arrow tattoo. Next thing you know, playing a little crazy basketball, getting a little bit more air there. Jordan jumps from the free throw line. Wemby jumps from half court. A little bit trickery there. Maybe change the name to Wemben Anga. There are 4 teams in the playoffs sometimes.
Oh my god!
Everything changed.
I'm gonna stop you here. You're not getting this analogy.
Everything changed when Celtics Nation attacked. I'm proud of that one. Don't you dare!
No.
I'm not proud of that one that much.
No. Why the Celtics?
I mean, because it's Celtics Nation. I know. I couldn't think of anyone else quickly enough. Everything changed.
Lakers.
Yeah, but what's the nation? Lakers Nation? That's not a nation. It's Lakers.
Lakers show, or whatever that fucker on Twitter's name is.
Life is better at the Lakers. Who knows?
Oh, it's a deep cut.
It's a deep cut. We'll throw back to Rooster Teeth next. He's going to become a monk. He's going to pull a Ryan Leaf and become a goat herder without the drugs. Maybe the drugs. I don't know what monks do. Do monks take drugs? Who knows?
I don't know. No, they don't. Isn't that a whole thing? They don't do anything.
No, like monks. I mean, think about like Tibetan honey. Do they do that honey? You know, the drug honey? There's drug honey.
You have so much knowledge about shit that like the average person has no idea what you're talking about.
Brother, why do you think people are like, oh, what's his deal? I finally got a girl to listen to me half the time. It's great.
I get that.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
No. The drug honey. I don't know. But I think maybe there have to be monks that do drugs. Like there are friars that make beer. There have to be monks that do drugs.
You know what? I think you actually might be right. Also, drunken monk. I think that's a whole thing. Which is alcohol.
Drunk as a monk. Talk to a skunk.
Bars.
Fucking bars, brother. I'll see you at the nightclubs. That was the dumbest. That was just the worst thing I could have said. This has gone off the rails. We're going to have. By the way, for those of you listening who made this far, bless you. But second off, we're going to have a debate series or a hot take series where we just give our hot takes and have to defend them to the death. So
I need more time to come up with them.
Well, I'll figure something out pretty quickly. We can do something with that, but yeah, those are my last notes on basketball. So let's hear what you got.
I got some quick NHL or NFL notes, and that's Nick Chubb is now a Texan. That's huge. Him and Mixon, if they both stay healthy, that is, I'd argue, the best backfield in the NFL. Unfortunately, our offensive line is still going to be a mystery. So we might have the best two-headed monster with fucking paper mache in front of them. So we'll find out. CJ Stroud is now throwing again in minicamp, which that was scary for a while. That I think he's 23, 24, was dealing with shoulder soreness after just throwing. That's not good.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? It's like, not to bring it about the Astros again, but like the Astros injury reports.
That's exactly why it scares me.
I just don't trust a single thing a doctor says. Call me Robert F. Kennedy Jr. because I don't trust doctors at all when it comes to sports.
Oh my God. And then the most important thing that we can spend a little bit of time talking about this. I know we're going long. Aaron Rodgers is a Steeler. And do you know the Super Bowl odds movement after signing?
Did it go down?
It went from 4,000, plus 4,000, to plus 4,000. Vegas looked at that and went, I don't give a fuck, dude, and tossed it.
I mean, he's 43 years old. He's doing meth in the jungle half the time. Who knows what he's putting in his body on a daily basis? He could have the drug honey from Tibet. I don't know. I don't imagine, like, think of his personality and think of the whole, like, think of the Steelers as a whole. Like, despite their recent troubles, they are a pretty storied organization. They are steeped in somewhat legacy. Like, Mike Tomlin's not known as like an emotional guy. It's a well-run team, despite the fact that they're not winning that much. They always make it to the playoffs somehow. They make it to the playoffs to then exit in the first round, then make it to the playoffs to exit in the first round, so on and so on and so on. Aaron Rodgers should be on Love Island, and I kind of want that. Now that I think about that, if you want a drama queen who's gonna say just insane shit, have him there. If you want a guy who, you know how Brett Favre distorted his legacy by sending dick pics and also just being a bad person.
A bad person.
Yeah. Stealing money from children or whatever, it's charities, whatever he stole money from. Aaron Rodgers ruined his legacy by being himself. And that's a little sad, but he ruined his legacy by, like, I look at Aaron Rodgers and I'm like, I no longer see the Aaron Rodgers of like the 2010s that was electric. I mean, he and his friends in Green Bay, they were killing it. And then, like, now you see him with his friends. It's like, oh, that's not good.
Listen, I know every player gets old, and like, it's, especially at the quarterback position, they don't do with it. You know what I completely forgot that he used to do? Run in touchdowns and do the discount double check.
I forgot about that. Dude, is Jake from State Farm like a tortured soul? Do you think he sold his soul to do this? Because he doesn't
He doesn't look happy anymore. The soul has left his eyes from his commercials 100%.
Remember, now Jimmy Fallon is on there as well, whose soul left his body when he started the Tonight Show. So two soulless guys on there. Remember at the WNBA finals, the WNBA draft in 2024, where Caitlin Clark got drafted and the first person she hugged was Jake from State Farm? Do you think when he looks at the mirror, he sees a human or like propaganda? Do you think do you think whenever he sees himself on a commercial, he's proud of his work? Or do you think he's like, I've given everything for this and all I will, like, at least Flo from Progressive, she's funny.
Shout
out Flo from Progressive. She's funny. I don't know, the Farmers Insurance, like, at least you get J.K. Simmons on there. I don't know. There are other commercials. Like the General had Shaq, and Shaq historically pretty funny guy. Bringing Jake from State Farm, he looks like a doll that they powered with, I don't know, a heart. He looks like, I don't know, he's like Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean. They cut out his heart, put it in a chest somewhere so he can fall in love with, like, I don't know, Henry Ford's ghost. That's who he's in love with. I don't know what his deal is, But I wish him the best.
I don't hate that analogy.
Yeah, he's in love with Henry Ford's ghost. And I know State Farm does other insurance, but I just know them as a car insurance company.
I mean, for the most part, yeah.
So yeah, but with all that said, Aaron Rodgers destroyed his own legacy. He didn't know when to. I think the problem with Aaron Rodgers is he did not have a star-studded exit. Nothing like he didn't win a Super Bowl. Was his last season in Green Bay?
It wasn't a Peyton Manning. It wasn't Peyton Manning. I mean, Brady came back for an extra season after he won.
That's because Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter caused that.
He caused the divorce.
No, well, he caused the. Because remember he was going to retire in like 20. He was going to retire after the Super Bowl.
After the Super Bowl,
Schefter tweeted out he was gonna. I think Tom Brady had to be like, "Well, fuck you, Adam Schefter. I'm doing
this on my terms."
Yeah, I'm doing this. I mean, to be fair, his whole career has been on his terms. So yeah, I'd imagine he wants to go out the same way. But yeah, he chose trying to win. He's trying to win. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't imagine Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers are going to get along. I give it till week 6 till we start getting stories out of.
Wow, that's not too bad.
Give it till week 6. I think he's going to be on his best behavior. He's like that guy you work with who for the first couple of weeks is like, oh, he's a normal guy on the ball, and then his personality starts to show, and you're like, oh, I don't want to talk to him. You're like every time you have to send him an email, you get a little upset because you're like, he's going to respond. It's going to be some weird thing. He's like, I don't know, really big into corporate speak. He says synergy too often, except this time he's like, synergy is. Did you know autism is caused by vaccines? And after, the third time of hearing that, you're like, hey, buddy, I gotta go to, take a shower with other men. And then he joins you in the shower as well. And he's like, you want to take the drug, honey? And you're like, hey, buddy, I actually wanted to just go home. That's what I imagine working with Aaron Rodgers is like these days.
Not too far off, yeah. I'd assume. Yeah. He did get married.
I saw that. I want to know. Well, maybe it was to Bill Belichick, or in Jordan. It's a polyamorous triangle.
You are on one today.
I don't know, man. It's just been a long ass week. I have a dog now.
That's all the NFL I have. I have quick PGA, and that's the U.S. Open is this weekend. Mm-hmm. And do you want to guess what Scotty Scheffler's odds are?
I will say I know that on Robinhood he is 25-cent favorite, which I think is a lot. So I don't know what I imagine. It's great odds.
It's plus 275. Do you want to know what the field is? If you took Scotty Scheffler, it's plus 275. Do you want to know what the field bet is?
Plus 950.
It means anyone else.
Plus 950 maybe.
No, it'd be a minus.
Oh, minus 950 maybe.
Minus 400.
Okay.
It is. That's
still
means
crazy.
You bet $4 to win $1, or $400 to win $100. If anyone else wins, it is ridiculous how good at golf he is.
He's also on like his run. Like every once in a while, Scotty.
And he's younger than us.
He looks older. That's all I have. That's my small wins that I can be mistaken for a solid 28. He can maybe be mistaken for 29 or 30. So, he may have the millions of dollars and adoring fans and legacy cemented forever and masters and majors and, press tours and legacy.
But he looks 1 year older.
But he looks at least a year older than me. So really, who's losing? And it's oh my gosh. Well, Max Homa. I don't know if he's in it, but
he didn't qualify.
Awesome. That sounds
Brooks
like
Brooks Koepka.
Brooks Koepka. Sadly, I can't be a homosexual this weekend, so
that's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got too. Brian, where can the people find you?
You can find me across all social medias at Auric Polaris, AuricPolaris, especially at twitch.tv/Auric I'm still streaming Elden Ring. Boy, oh boy, is that game getting hard quick. As much as I'm enjoying it, it's my first playthrough. We march on, and Night Rain is really fun too.
Nick Chubb.
Jordan, where can the people find you?
Nick Chubb to the Texans, Elden Ring, getting hard quick. Find me at Jordan's Thoughts on Twitter and Moonstamp Sports across all platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, subscribe, comment, whatever you can do on whatever platform you're listening to on. See you guys next week.